Electric vehicles are the big talk in automotive right now, and even me personally, I've committed to changing one of my vehicles to a fully electric vehicle in the year to year and a half. So when Nissan reached out and wanted to fly me out here to Napa Valley to check out their new Leaf 2018 model, it was a no-brainer. And not only are they going to sponsor this video, they're going to give you the chance to come along with me on this test drive. Not sure what's going to happen. Let's do this. Before we take this thing on a test drive, I want to talk about the aesthetics of the car and the new design on the outside. That's one thing about EVs that people don't like, is that they stick out like a sore thumb. The design is kind of weird, but on this car, they made it look just like a regular car. Now, there are some accents on the car, like that grille on the front and some blue accents everywhere that show you that it's an EV. But I really appreciate the way they designed this car, because you don't have to be afraid to drive it now, because it looks just like a regular car. Before we take off, of course, we have to talk about the tech in the car, because that's what you're here for. And of course, this is a fully electric vehicle, so there's a lot of tech behind the battery and things like that, which we'll talk about later. But there is a new 7-inch display here. This is a pretty clean looking console. And one of the things is that you're gonna notice that I love is that there is CarPlay and Android Auto support, so that's nice. So no matter if you have Android or if you have iOS, you're gonna be able to hook right into that. Sorry, no wireless CarPlay, you do still have to plug it in. And of course, there's Bluetooth, optional navigation, all that good stuff, premium sound. So all of this comes together with the Nissan Connect app, and you can see what your car is doing no matter where you're at, just with a smartphone or a smartwatch. There's support for iOS and Android, and the Apple Watch and Android Wear watches, so you can control your cabin temperature, see what the range is, and what your battery percentage is right from your watch or smartphone. And if you want to kick it up a notch, there's support for Amazon Echo and Alexa. So just by voice, you can remote unlock and lock, you can set cabin temperature, you can do all kinds of stuff, and this is awesome. I'm excited to drive this thing, so let's go and take this out. What I'm gonna do is, while I'm driving this, I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know about the new Nissan Leaf. All right, let's put it into drive. Let's do this. All right, so do you hear that? No, you don't hear much, because that's what I love about EVs. They're super quiet, and you get that punchy torque right off the bat, that instantaneous power. And you have that with this too. If you've never driven an electric vehicle before, then it's gonna feel no different than driving a regular car. But there are a few features in here that make it feel like you're driving an EV, like the E-pedal is one of them. Actually, you can control the brake and the gas or the acceleration from one pedal. Now, it's not meant to replace the brake, don't worry. There is a brake pedal, but you can control that. So in certain situations, it's gonna be really good. Like for me, when I'm driving the highway or even in stop and go traffic, you're gonna really hate going back and forth from your brake to the gas pedal. So that gives you fatigue on your legs, and I personally hate that. The good thing is that it is a switch, so you just switch it on over here, and you'll see it engage in the instrument cluster. And then when you are accelerating, you accelerate like you normally do, but when you lift off of the accelerator, it starts braking on its own, like you see now. And you can kind of gauge how much you need to stop. So if I want to turn over here, I can release off. That works really good. I should not be stopping in the middle of road. This idea of one pedal controlling both things is not new, but there are some differences with this one. I think they designed this to where if you go up a hill, it will actually engage the actual brakes. So when you come to a complete stop, it will engage the physical brakes, so you're not going back and forth. So we're on the highway now, and one of the things that I'm excited to test out is this brand new ProPilot Assist. And it's basically their first step into the autonomous driving, but it's not meant to drive itself, it's meant to supplement you so you can kind of get rid of that driver fatigue when you're driving long distances. So all you have to do is hit this button on the steering wheel, and you hit it, and you're gonna actually hit set, and then you'll see it detect the two lines. So right now I'm going around a corner and it's got some faded lines in there and it can't detect it well, but as soon as it hits that green, there it is, then you can actually feel it on the steering wheel itself. So it gets a little bit stiffer, and then technically if I took my hands off the wheel, it's gonna keep me in line. So this is not how it's meant to be used, but you can see how well that it's actually working. It's keeping me in the lane, and then now it's giving me a warning saying that I need to put my hands back on the wheel, that warning goes off. So this is a great safety feature. So think about this as intelligent cruise control on steroids, so it can help you keep safe on the road. And I really like this feature a lot. Two of the biggest improvements on the new Nissan Leaf, you get more power and you get more range. So with the power, you're bumping up from a 30 to 40 kilowatt hour battery. So you're getting 147 horsepower and it feels very zippy. There's more linear power. I just feel like I'm not missing any power from a regular vehicle that you would drive. And then you're also getting a 150-mile range here. So that's a bump up from the 107 that was on the 2017. So for people that need that little bit of extra range, then this is going to be perfect at 150 miles. So I can't stress how beautiful this drive is, man. We've been driving for about 2 hours now. So a little bit of an update on the comfort level. I think that the seats are really comfortable in this car. The interior cabin noise is pretty good as well. And I enjoy that there's a lot of headroom in here. I'm not super tall, but I mean, for taller people, I think it's gonna be really good there. The one thing that I'm missing out on is the armrest. I can't lie, the armrest is a little small on this, but the driving experience has been really good. We've gone about 80 or 90 miles so far, and I still have about 73 miles left, so that's pretty good. And we've been out for hours, so this it's been a good experience so far. Here are some more thoughts that I wanted to wrap up with. I really enjoyed the e-pedal. I got used to it within a few minutes. I think I will use this all the time. They even showed off a Leaf to home generator to inverter that gives the Leaf the ability to power your home during peak times and emergencies. This is especially important to me since I live here in Florida and go through a ton of hurricanes. I was surprised at the range and how well it did, capturing a good amount of power back with regenerative braking. I like that there are more standard features included and charging capabilities, especially with the SV and SL trims. And starting at less than $30,000 with available fast charging at compatible stations that will give you about 88 miles in 30 minutes, this car could be the EV to watch out for in 2018. I didn't want to give this car back, but the sun was setting and it was time to get back to the starting point. All right, guys, so what do you guys think of the brand new Nissan Leaf 2018 model? I think the way it's priced and spec'd, it's gonna do really well in the space. So if you have any questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. I had a ton of fun driving that thing. I can't wait to do this again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.